शांति शांति। Honorable Vice Chancellor of esteemed University, Indira Gandhi National Open University, Professor Ishwar V, Professor Satyakamji, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Shrikant Mohapatra ji, and all dignitaries, Dr. U.C. Pandey ji, Shri Munde ji, and other esteemed speakers, सभागृह में उपस्थित सभी योग बंधु, इस वेबिनार में देश विदेश से जुड़े हुए सारे योग साधकगण, आप सभी को मेरा सादर प्रणाम। सबसे पहले मैं इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी के कुलपति और पदाधिकारी गण को, विशेष तौर पर डॉक्टर यूसी पांडे जी को मैं बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस के पूर्व कार्यक्रमों के आयोजन में सिलसिले में आप लोगों ने एक राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर की एक वेबिनार को आयोजन किया, वो भी ऐसे विषय पर। आज उसका प्रमुखता, उस पर विश्व भर में अनेक संशोधन, अनेक रिसर्चेस चल रहे हैं। द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ योगा टू रिमूव स्ट्रेस इन डेली लाइफ। हम स्ट्रेस ऑन डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स देखते हैं, लेकिन आप वर्क प्लेस में, डेली लाइफ में स्ट्रेस के बारे में आज इस वेबिनार को आयोजन किया है। वर्किंग पॉपुलेशंस को, स्टूडेंट्स को, एकेडमिशियंस को, जो आप एग्जीक्यूटिव्स को स्ट्रेस एंड इट्स कंसेक्वेंसेस और उनके समाधान में योग का उपलब्धियां जो है उनके बारे में आप लोग इस वेबिनार के जरिए एक सेंसिटाइजेशन प्रोग्राम कर रहे हैं। इसके लिए मैं भारत सरकार के आयुष मंत्रालय की ओर से और मोरारजी देसाई राष्ट्रीय योग संस्थान की ओर से और मेरे व्यक्तिगत ओर से आयोजकों को बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं। इसका यशस्वी आयोजन के लिए मैं शुभकामना देता हूं। मेरा जो प्रेजेंटेशन है, मैं आपको थोड़ा अंग्रेजी और हिंदी दोनों भाषाओं में करना चाहता हूँ। आप सभी लोग जानते हैं कि जब आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी 27 सितंबर 2014 में यूएन जनरल असेंबली में सभी विश्व के राष्ट्र के नेताओं को एक अपील की थी, उस बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म से, वहाँ कहते हुए उसने एक अच्छा संदेश और योग का परिचय दिया। वो है कि योग is an invaluable gift of ancient Indian tradition. It embodies unity of mind and body, thought and action, restraint and fulfillment, harmony between man and nature, and it provides a holistic approach for health and well-being. पूरा योग का सार इस एक संदेश में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने दिया। उस संदेश को मान्यता करते हुए रिकॉर्ड टाइम में यूएन असेंबली के 193 कंट्रीज़ में 177 कंट्रीज़ सो पूरा इसको अनुमोदन करते हुए दिसंबर 14 को 21 जून को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस के रूप में मनाने की अनुमति प्रदान की। उस यूएन असेंबली के रेजोल्यूशन में ये बताया गया है कि योगा आल्सो ब्रिंग्स हार्मोनी इन ऑल वॉक्स ऑफ लाइफ एंड दस it is known for disease prevention. It's a preventive medicine, health promotion, and management of stress and many lifestyle related disorders. ये संदेश जो होलिस्टिक वेलबींग की बात करते हैं, स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट की बात करते हैं, लाइफस्टाइल रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर्स की आजकल हम कहते हैं कि नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिसीजेस की बात करते हैं, वहाँ योग का उपलब्धियाँ, योग का उपयुक्तता आज की मात्रा में, बड़ी मात्रा में उसका उपलब्धियाँ उपलब्ध है। पूरा दुनिया में आज पीयर रिव्यूड इंडेक्स जर्नल में 13,000 से ज़्यादा योग और ध्यान के ऊपर आपको रिसर्च पेपर पीयर रिव्यू इंडेक्स जर्नल में आपको उपलब्ध है। उससे ज़्यादातर जो ध्यान के ऊपर है और तनाव के ऊपर है और लाइफस्टाइल रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर्स के ऊपर है, और उसके साथ साथ आजकल हम एनसीडी नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिसीजेस, डायबिटीज़, हाइपरटेंशन, हार्ट डिसीजेस, अस्थमा इत्यादि जो है उनके बारे में आज बात होता है। मतलब है कि ये सारे चीज़ें देखते हुए योग का स्ट्रेंथ क्या है। आज हमें देखिए, योग हमारा सांस्कृतिक धरोहर है, आध्यात्मिक परंपरा है। एट द सेम टाइम योगा इज एन आर्ट एंड साइंस ऑफ हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग। ये इट्स एन आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग, लेकिन ये साइंस है, लेकिन ये साइंस से थोड़ा सा सटल साइंस है। साइंस में हम एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं, योग में एक्सपेरिमेंट के साथ साथ हम एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं। इसलिए वेल बीइंग के बात करते हैं कि हमें आहार, निद्रा, भय, मैथुन, ये 4 चीज़ें हमारा ये इंस्टिंक्ट कहता है कि जो भी प्राणी है ये चारों चीज़ें हमेशा सही ढंग से किया तो हम स्वस्थ रहते हैं, कि खुशहाली से रहते हैं। लेकिन हमारा मन हमेशा भटकता रहता है, मन चंचल है। इस मन को समाधान करना, और अनेक बीमारियां आजकल हम देख रहे हैं, उसका मूल कारण 78% से ज़्यादा जो बीमारियां है सो मन का जो अनियंत्रित कार्यशैली से, अनियंत्रित स्वभाव से प्रेरित है। लेकिन उसका समाधान कौन देगा? उसका समाधान योग। इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ कि हमेशा योगिक प्रैक्टिसेस आर माइंड सेंट्रिक एंड होलिस्टिक इन अप्रोच। हमने फ्रैगमेंटेड अप्रोच, आप मॉडर्न मेडिसिन में जाइए, कोई भी ये ऑर्गन स्पेसिफिक, डिसीज स्पेसिफिक डायग्नोसिस करते उसी को इलाज होता है। लेकिन योग में सिर्फ शरीर नहीं, उसका ऊर्जा, उसका मानसिक स्वभाव, निर्धारात्मक जो स्वभाव है, इंटेलेक्चुअल कैपेबिलिटी, रैशनल थिंकिंग, और उसके ऊपर जो एक कॉन्शियस अप्रोच होता है, वो सारे चीज़ों को देकर हमने यहाँ उपचार करते हैं। इसका पॉपुलैरिटी का कारण क्या है? ये तो इजीली अवेलेबल है, एक्सेप्टेबल है, कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव है, एंड बोथ फिजिकल एंड मेंटल हेल्थ। आप योगा करते तो सिर्फ फिजिकल नहीं, फिटनेस नहीं, लेकिन आपको मानसिक समाधान भी मिलता है। एंड इतना सारे रिसर्च की बात करते हैं, स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट एंड लाइफस्टाइल मैनेजमेंट में योग की बड़ा भूमिका है। डिसीज मैनेजमेंट में और प्रिवेंशन में भी उसका मोमेंट है। मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली इट गोज विथ एवरी रीजन, सीजन, रिलीजन एंड एथनिक ग्रुप्स के साथ ही जाता है। योगा कैन बी प्रैक्टिस्ड एनीवेयर, either outdoor or indoor in the prevailing conditions with some precautions. So what are the important aspects of yoga and health and well-being? First of all, हेयम दुखम अनागतम, पतंजलि ने कहते हैं एक बार हम जन्म लेने के बाद दुख के साथ हमें जीना पड़ता है। दुख का इज फॉलोइंग लाइक ए शैडो। लेकिन हम उसको रोक सकते हैं कि निर्मूलन कर सकते हैं कि वो योग के जरिए. योगा इज द मीन्स टू प्रिवेंट the tapatri or the disease. That's why from the ancient time yoga has been considered for the primary prevention. It is the secondary prevention. डिसीज होने के बाद आज स्ट्रेस रिलेटेड डिसीज हो गया, उसके बावजूद भी उसका समाधान हो सकता है. उसके बाद आपका रिहेबिलिटेशन, जैसे कार्डियक प्रॉब्लम आ गया, ऑपरेशन हो गया, बाद में उसको उपचार के लिए रिहेबिलिटेशन में योग बहुत महत्वपूर्ण जो भूमिका निभा रहे हैं. कैंसर प्रिवेंशन एंड मैनेजमेंट में, अस्थमाटिक जो कार्डियो रेस्पिरेटरी डिसऑर्डर्स है, अभी आपने देखा है कि कोविड पेंडेमिक के बाद उसका रिहेबिलिटेशन में, कोविड पेशेंट्स का रिहेबिलिटेशन में योग का बड़ा भूमिका रहा. इसलिए प्रिवेंशन, सेकेंडरी प्रिवेंशन एंड मैनेजमेंट ऑफ डिसऑर्डर्स, रिहेबिलिटेशन के साथ साथ हेल्थ प्रमोशन में जो मेरा भौतिक मानसिक स्थिति है उनसे भी ऊपर जाने के लिए योग अभ्यास से हम प्रयास करते हैं. जब भी हम योग करते हैं उसमें स्ट्रेस कम हो जाती है, जो हमारा कॉर्टिजोल का जो स्ट्रेस हार्मोन कहते हैं उसका मात्रा कम हो जाती है. जैसे स्ट्रेस कम हो जाती है, मन का एकाग्रता और माइंडफुलनेस का जो मात्रा है बढ़ जाती है. इससे हमारा मेटाबॉलिज्म रेट बढ़ जाती है, पॉजिटिव हैबिट्स बढ़ जाते हैं, कनेक्टिविटी बढ़ जाते हैं. देन हम एक्शन एंड रिलैक्सेशन, जो हम कार्यकाल को अत्यंत विश्राम भाव से विदाउट स्ट्रेस हम करने लगते हैं. दिस फॉर्मूला, डूइंग हाफ एन आवर सिस्टमेटिक वेल डिजाइंड प्रोटोकॉल, reduce our stress, increases our mindfulness, increases the metabolism and other activities, including the sleep quality, that enhances the sense of connection and promote action in relaxation. हमें तो कार्य करना है, लेकिन इस कार्य को हम विश्राम भाव से करें. इन चीज़ों को हम योग अभ्यास से प्राप्ति कर सकते हैं. लेकिन बार बार हम स्ट्रेस की बात करते हैं कि स्ट्रेस क्या है. ये फिजिकल और साइकोलॉजिकल स्टिमुलस दैट कैन प्रोड्यूस मेंटल टेंशन और फिजियोलॉजिकल रिएक्शंस which may leads to illness. Stress is defined. Stress is the body automatic response to any physical or mental demand placed on it. Cortisol is a chemical naturally produced in our body as a response to stress. So these are all some important aspects of stress which has to be addressed while taking the yoga for stress. Whenever we have under acute stress, how it manifests as a disease, it has the impact on our endocrinal system, immune system and nervous system, and particularly on autonomous nervous system, where the balance between the parasympathetic and sympathetic activity has been affected, which have the effect on neurotransmitters level alteration. So endocrinal system affects in the hormonal level alteration, immune system and cytokine level alteration, and like this all these things leads to various kinds of disorders according to the one's own physical physiological conditions. So what is the reason? In Taittiriya Upanishad, it's called Manaya, in Panchakosha concept has been mentioned. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. Where the disease manifests, it is in the Manomaya Kosha. The speed, the activity of the mind. So it is always fluctuating, changing, that have the impact on our prana, that has the impact on our physiological system, and at the upper level it has the impact on our decision making capacity and also loss of harmony in our life. In the beginning we cannot notice it, only we notice some of the factors like indigestion, insomnia or not getting sleep and other symptoms. But slowly, if we ignore, they convert into stress related disorders, the acute anxiety, the migraine and other conditions, depression, and slowly they convert into diabetes, hypertension, etc. So here in yoga, we have a approach. One is the Tantra Yoga, where we have a Shat Chakra. So Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, like this. So that means we strengthen the spinal cord and brain activities by stretching, by contracting, by twisting. We are making that. That will have the impact on our vagus activity. Vagus nerve is an important nerve. Therefore, so all our asanas, you can see the Tadasana, Padasthasana, Chakrasana, Shalabhasana, Matsyendrasana. All these things are kept only to make our spine healthy and also the various brain functions. So in yoga, we have identified 6 important energy centers. So accordingly, there are energy blockages, and it is a subtle aspect I am not going to discuss here because of shortage of time. So yoga asanas are designed to remove the blockages and flow of energy. What is that flow of energy? Flow of energy is called the prana. And this prana has been divided into 5 parts: prana, apana, samana, udana, vyana. So accordingly, so if there is a vyana, each prana and upaprana has specific duties and responsibilities. So accordingly, the moola prana, mukhya prana, so affects, there is a blockages. Then we have called in the modern medical sciences 5 vital organs: brain, heart, lungs, liver and kidneys. Okay, so accordingly we take care of these pranic activity, channelize and improve the vitality and functioning of these 5 vital organs of the body, so that one can manage the stress. How we can manage? So yoga and Ayurveda identify there are some nadis, channels of carrying the vital energy or the prana. Though somebody says it is 7,20,000 or it is 72,000 nadis, so are mentioned in Hatha Yoga text. So we are not going to the numbers, but they are the channels carrying the energy. So that means they are not in the physical plane, they are in the higher plane, because it is prana is subtle. And where they channelize through the left nostril, right nostril and the central nostril, called Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. So this is the way how we channelize the energy. Then this channelization go to the next level of management of mind. I said the first it is the physical body exercises, the asanas, etc. Then the pranayama. Then comes to the mind management, where we have the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So these are all the important things Patanjali mentioned. But before mentioning Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali is a wonderful scientist. What he mentioned, Ashuddhi Kshaye. All disorders are because of the accumulation of toxins. Accumulation of toxins. Mala. Sarve rogaha malavashaha. That's why in Ayurveda or naturopathy, Langanam Paramoshadi. First purify the nadis. Don't take anything. Go on taking the lukewarm water. Then purify the body. Then purify the diet, ahara. Ahara sometimes creates the toxins, viruddha ahara. Then postural modification through asanas. Breathe modification, regulation by pranayama. Then relaxation by yoga nidra, shavasana. Once we relax, then you have a concentration. Then concentration, prolonged concentration leads to meditation. Once we have start doing meditation, then there is a behavioral modification. We manage the stress. Where we are managing the stress, we are managing it in the mind. Stress, has it been gone? Yes, it is there, stress. but we perceive, we take that stress on our internal systems. But meditation happens to create in an ecosystem where stress cannot be affected our mind or not be affected our physiological system and physical body. That is where it is called action in relaxation, what I am talking about. This is a wonderful capsule I had given. What is that? Purification, diet modification, posture modification, breathe modification and relaxation. The yoga protocols are designed like this. जो आपने योग करते हैं कि इस ढंग से आपको एक डिजाइन करना पड़ता है. सो जब आपने रिलैक्सेशन कर दिया, then slowly yoga begins. Yoga not begins with asana. Yoga begins with dhyana. You are closing your eyes and meditating, slowly observing. So the impact of your thoughts and emotions on our breathing, on our body, and we channelize. There we start understanding our thought process. So the realities of life, realities in the family, realities in the workplace, accordingly mind starts alteration, mind start adjusting capacity. Stress is there, but you are adjusting with the environment, adjusting with the situation. So coping up with the stress is an important aspect where yoga provides. I have given you the technology. Then there are two types of stress. I am not going in detail. Eustress and distress. And you need always use stress. First use stress. Challenge is to adopt and grow. We need the stress. But at the same time, distress, not to stress, can deplete or destroy the energy for life. What are the causes? Work or organization classes. So many times it is related to workplace or work. I am seeing in my organization also, many people are joined but they are not competent to do. But in my workplace, what I do, so whatever their position, but I try to give them the work where they really having the capacity. So I am motivating them to do, yes, you work on the area of your specialization, where you can do exceptionally well and also you enjoy the work. So that reduces the stress. And it is the administrators, the head of the institutions, identify the best in an individual, provide them so that they can work without any extra stress. Sometimes we assign such a work where he is not competent, then he take the help and other things, always he live in the stress. This is the one where we can not only doing yoga, such type of administrative decisions and managemental decisions will also help to reduce the stress at the working population. Then outside the work, it is personal, family, social causes, etc. They are also cause for these things. At least again we'll come to the personal level, how we can manage, family level. Through different counseling, we are providing the solutions to management of stress. Then this type of stress, what are the consequences? The physiological symptoms, psychological system and behavioral system. Some people you can see the aggression and always inconsistency. All these things we can see in the high level of stress persons, especially executives. So if you see myself, many times, so I have to complete given the task at the 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but so I have been asked to complete that work at 1 p.m. That means 1 hour before. So such type of working conditions sometimes we face in the very high level offices, because though whenever चलते चलते वो फाइल इतना डिले हो जाते हैं, 3 दिन का फाइल हमारे पास आने तक वो उनका समय पूरा हो जाता है, लेकिन वो समय जो मांगा गया है, जैसे ही 1 बजे हो गया है तो वहाँ से घंटी बजनी चालू हो जाते हैं, आपका रिप्लाई नहीं आया है, आप जल्दी रिप्लाई दे दीजिए. So this is one example. There are many such examples where so the working populations are facing the stress. So for that one we have many solutions. So that is we come up with before that let me see the symptoms: anxiety, worry, anger, frustration, moodiness, depression, and sometimes it is severe depression and suicidal tendency. And appetite variations, loneliness, I don't want to talk to anybody, and unpleasant dreams, you start dreaming many things, dimness concentration, so your level of concentration, this impaired memory or forgetfulness, many times you don't remember. These are the some of them. And what are the behavioral symptoms? Sleep disorder, change in the eating habits, serious appearance, nervous behavior, increased frustration, overeating, change in productivity, increased consumption of some alcohol or smoking, etc. We can see many such type of behavioral disorders we can see. So what is the problem? It is the problem of parasympathetic and sympathetic imbalance. So when you parasympathetic rest and digest, so the dominance of parasympathetic you gives you relaxation, though then in the sympathetic it is flight or flight. So sympathetic activity dominates, then you are the high level of stress. Parasympathetic dominates. It is, but in my opinion, both should be in a balanced way. That's why we, in medical term, that is called homeostasis, is a dynamic balance between the autonomic branches, particularly sympathetic and parasympathetic. So already given you the solution, how yoga works. Yoga works in a very simple manner. The detoxification, it may be diet or it may be some cleansing practices like Neti, Dhoti, Kapalbhati, Pratakanoli, Basti, the 6 cleansing processes, and they are drugless and very cost effective and बहुत अच्छी ढंग से हम उसको जो टॉक्सिन्स एक्यूमुलेट होता है उसको हम निर्मूलन कर सकते. द पैकेज ऑफ आसना प्राणायाम एंड ध्यान, this package, this is a package, it may be a half an hour or 40 minutes or 45 minutes. So if you do it regularly, most importantly we have to do practice yoga regularly. That brings balance between the endocrinal and nervous control. So I already mentioned that it has the impact on the endocrine system, nervous system and immune system. Therefore, whenever you do 40-45 minutes of yoga, that balances the endocrinal system, immune system and nervous control. That increases the mind-body control. That brings the always calm, quiet, refresh and relax, and there is a proper mood change, behavioral modification that leads to health and harmony. So how yoga works on stress? Whenever you do the particular, it's not always the half an hour or 45 minutes, maybe 20 minutes twice or 10 minutes thrice, or even before going to sleep some breathing practices. It depends upon the working pattern of an individual. We can refer different yoga protocol. So how it helps? Reduces the process of hypothalamo pituitary adrenal axis. It is called HPA axis. I am talking about now the research. It stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, vagal stimulation what we call, bringing the mind and body to calm and relaxed state. This is a statement of a research finding. The nervous system, limbic system and endocrine system, particularly pituitary gland, in brain activity in a rhythmic and relaxed manner happens. That reduces the cortisol level or the stress levels of the hormones. Then that will bring you the working pattern. Simple 45 minutes of practice or even half an hour of practice will reduce the stress and these are the symptoms and these are the rhythm problems. During the meditation, a part of the brain called the amygdala, known for the processing of emotional stimuli, shows decreased activity. So whenever we do meditation, so it reduces the emotional stimulation. This change in the amygdala was also correlated to in the reduction of stress level and in regulations of emotions, mood change, etc. Therefore, meditation has been shown to increase the serotonin, a happy neurotransmitter. It is called serotonin and its production. So whenever we do yoga nidra, meditation, so there is an increase in the serotonin level, which are happy hormones. And you can see the GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid. So meditation enhances the GABA production in central nervous system. What I am talking about? Why we do Sarvangasana, Shirshasana, Chakrasana, Dhanurasana, Paschimottanasana, all these things to stretching the spinal cord and improve the central nervous system functions, which improves cognitive performance and enhances the emotional regulation. So meditation has also been associated with increased melatonin availability. Melatonin is also believed to be essential to feelings of happiness and well-being. And in the early research it indicates it may have anti-coginogen and immune system enhancing effect. Therefore, DHEA is a longevity molecule and stress counter puncher hormone in the body is been going to predict by doing the regular meditation. Meditation provides a dramatic boost in the DHEA hormone levels. That's available. Then myself, whenever we do the abdominal breathing, it's called diaphragmic breathing or any type of some yogic practices for only 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So alpha waves were more abundant in the posterior parts of the brain during such type of yogic practices, especially the meditation, and they are characteristics of wakeful rest. We are aware, but we are resting these stress and its stress hormones. So this is the most importantly what I found as a yoga practitioner. Whenever we do, many people say, oh, some practices, Nadishodhan pranayam or Anulom pranayam, encourages the parasympathetic state or something. No. Whenever we do proper yoga under the able guidance, always it brings balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nature. So kindly see that it should be even your more parasympathetic activities also leads to dullness. But we need the harmony between the sympathetic and parasympathetic activity. What yoga practices are designed on that level. So there are some research related to stress and yoga, especially the effect of Anulom Vilom Pranayam and Kapalbhati. So the impact on these things on the pulse rate and sec decreases, and various researches has been concluded on these things. We have many research studies. So I cannot show the slides here because of some technical glitches. Otherwise, definitely I will send this PowerPoint presentation to the organizer so that they can use. So we have plenty of research papers on stress and its consequences and its yogic management. But last but not the least, what is the package? I said there are 3 packages. What is that package? 1. So there are some prerequisites. What are those prerequisites? So you have to adopt some lifestyle modification. The period of waking up, the period of taking the food, working pattern and the sleep. This has been disturbed. This is called lifestyle disturbance, which is the major theme. The theme of this conference or webinar is on remove stress in daily life. This stress occurs because our timing of waking up, our system is going adjusting with many things, but every day we are going changing the lifestyle. So we are not having a fixed waking up time, we are not having a proper eating time, sleeping time, working time. Many times we work late, we eat late, or sometimes we don't eat. All these things has to be managed first. So second one is the detoxification process. It can be done with proper channelization of the food also, or some shatkarmas, or the combination of both. Then third aspect is a wonderful combination of asana, pranayama and dhyana. So there are, you can see simply common yoga protocol. It's a wonderfully designed by the eminent experts. More than 25 crore people in different walks of life are practicing it. Therefore, I urge to adopt common yoga protocol with small modifications according to the various conditions, and it has given some very essential guidelines. So in this common yoga protocol, therefore the beautiful combination of the yogasana, pranayama and dhyana. Dhyana is very, very important. Once you are making them to relax and meditate, the stress in our daily life can be managed. So what are the characteristics of such a wonderful person? He is always active, cheerful, flexible body. Then he is calm and quiet in the very extreme stressful conditions. You can see the emotional management. And he is always positive under the odd circumstances. Most importantly, what we need a person in the working area, action in relaxation. So if you lose your temper, so if you lose many of the quality work, therefore it is our duty of the administrators to management. So that's why we come up with a why yoga break or yoga break twice a day in a working pattern, morning and evening, 5 minutes of yoga break, and which has been tested in 5 metros with 717 participants have practiced it, and it has found very wonderful results. 5 minutes, we have a tea break and other breaks. So let's have 4 to 5 minutes break in the morning and another in the afternoon, and before going to sleep, just sit quiet for 5 minutes, do Anulom Vilom Pranayam 5 to 10 times, and just meditate for 2-3 minutes and sleep. Then slowly the quality of sleep is going to improve. That will bring you a wholesome approach. That's called we should live in bliss. Ananda is our nature. I am Ananda Swarupa, Satchidananda Ananda Swarupa. So unless we experience in our day-to-day life this Ananda, this happiness, we cannot live properly. The purpose of life, it's not only eat, grow, achieve something, and whether it is good or bad and forget, but we have to live for ourselves. So मानव जन्म को एक महत्वपूर्ण जन्म बताया गया, इसलिए शास्त्र में धर्म, अर्थ, काम, मोक्ष. सो वेस्टर्नर स्ट्रेस में क्यों आते हैं? अर्थ और काम पर जो ज़्यादा जोर देते हैं. योग में हमने धर्म और मोक्ष और डोमिनेटिंग अवर चतुर्थार्थ पुरुषार्थ. अर्थ कामा इज देयर, बट धर्म एंड मोक्ष are dominant in our working life, in our society. Therefore, still these roots are so strong comparatively in the Western world, and if we saw the Eastern, particularly Indian continent, so this is going to be a wonderful thing. Therefore, on this occasion of International Day of Yoga, this year theme is Yoga for Humanity. The human values are ingredient of our yoga practice. Such type of ingredient values, if you incorporate while doing yoga practice, suppose I am doing some asanas but at the same time giving trouble to my body. No. Sthiram, Sukham, Prayatna, Shaithilyam. The principles of yogasana. So that itself are being integrated, and many of such things are slowly the mind adopt these principles of yogasana and their behavioral modifications. So that's why indirectly the principles of yogasana, principles of doing pranayama, principles of doing pratyahara and meditation practices are indirectly having the impact on our management of stress and blissful living. So for this Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, a premier yoga institution which is also under the Ministry of Ayush and which is also a WHO collaborative center. It's the only one WHO collaborative center where we contribute for the WHO in the impact of yoga in the management of non-communicable diseases. So we are promoting the evidence-based yoga practices or protocols. So in the non-communicable diseases, which are the big cause of the stress and its consequences. So with these few words, stress, can you avoid them? No, we cannot avoid stress. Kindly understand. But we can manage stress. How? Lifestyle change and detoxification processes and a wonderful combination of asana, pranayama and dhyana according to your psychophysiological nature. If you adopt this, we can overcome many consequences of stress which are common nowadays. With these few words, once again I thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor and all the senior officials and of the university and also the participants of this seminar. Hearty congratulations. We do hope that this time in a very big way we are participating in the International Day of Yoga. For that we have a registration. If you register, you will get the participation certificate under the Ayush portal, and also we have if you are doing yoga, common yoga protocol regularly, if you just click and register for the yoga volunteer certification in the yoga certification board. So there are some small guidelines. You follow that and it should become a mass movement as desired by our Honorable Prime Ministers. So once again, thank you one and all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.